What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So I might be a tad late on this, but I'm sure that some of you guys might not have heard yet. I took the day off yesterday, so forgive me. Konami had a press release yesterday, and they were talking about all the products that are going to be released in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Throughout the entire year. The most notable, most interesting, and by far the most exciting thing that they said was that in Judgment of the Light, which is, obviously the newest set to be released in the OCG, going to be released in the TCG sometime around August or so, it'll be the format after the one that's upcoming, is that we're going to see a return of Synchro monsters. Hint, hint, plural. Synchro monsters, not one random Synchro monster just to get everybody's blood boiling and to be like trolling and stuff like that and get everybody razzed up. And they went on further to say that these guys are going to be some of the most powerful Synchros ever to be released in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is insane. You know what I mean? So basically, to paraphrase and to embellish two of my favorite things to do, Konami's basically saying, hey, we're going to be releasing Synchros again, and they're going to be broke as shit. I mean, you thought that Trishula and Goyo and Dark Strike, you ain't seen nothing yet, kids. So it's insane. And when the set was first announced, Judgment of the Light, everybody thought, ooh, Light Elemental Lord. I mean, me personally, I thought, okay, this has Light Torn written all over it. For anybody out there who says, oh, Konami doesn't just randomly start making old archetypes again, Six Samurai. They did it twice. First Samurai's got a Synchro just out of like nowhere and a bunch of support. And then Samurai's got an XC and a structure deck and a bunch of random shit out of nowhere and a bunch of support. And each time they got random support, they won a YCS shortly after. So go figure. Anyways, back to the point. So it's interesting, and I'm starting to think of decks that could potentially not only get Synchro monsters, but decks that really need them. And then some of the most feasible decks. I would not be shocked if Heroes got a Synchro monster. Obviously, Heroes were they were supposed to be fusion based, all the way back into the GX era. But the thing about Heroes is, much like Samurai, the game has basically shown Konami that players just aren't going to drop the deck. It doesn't matter what they do, if they hit these cards, if they don't want you playing them, people are pretty much going to play Heroes forever as long as Stratos is legal. I think that Glads even have a chance of getting a Synchro. Didn't Azadari kind of just come out of nowhere? They were like, here, Glad players, you haven't got a card in forever. Here, take this. So, in the light of Konami announcing basically that this set is going to feature some broken Synchros, I decided to give them an idea for a Synchro card. And you guys tell me what you think of this card. I call it Tech Genus Shooting Trishula Goyo Strike Fighter. It is 18 stars. It's 6,000 attack, 6,000 defense. It's a dragon / warrior monster because those are the two types that I felt needed the most support right now. It's also dark. It requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters to summon. And the effect, I thought that, I tried to make it not too overpowered. It is level 16, which is kind of difficult to make. So I figured it kind of had to have a powerful effect to see any play. But here's the effect. When this monster is Synchro Summoned, banish your opponent's main deck and one card from the field. So it's like Trishula, but I mean, you only get one card off your opponent's field, so it's not like crazy OP. I mean, your opponent really can't top deck much out of it because you banish their entire deck, so that's pretty cool too. It goes on to say, when this card declares an attack, special summon every monster your opponent controls. So it's kind of like Goyo, just maybe a little more powerful. It's like you don't have to run over a monster to snatch steal it. You just declare an attack and you get all your opponent's monsters, whether they're face up, face down, whatever. So your opponent definitely has to use that mirror force on you. While this card is face up on the field, you may tribute one monster to inflict 8,000 damage. So this is probably the effect that's gonna be, most used. I figure it needs to have that game-ending burn like Dark Strike Fighter. You know what I mean? So you can just tribute a card and you do 8,000 damage. But maybe it's like you play Upstart Goblin on your opponent and they have 10,000 life points or something like that. So it's not always gonna just instantly kill them. You need to do some battle damage too. And then the last effect. Once per turn, during either player's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you may discard one card from either player's hand to return one card on the field to the hand. So it's kind of like Buronic, except you can use it from the graveyard and you can use it on both turns. So that's definitely cool. And you can use your opponent's hand to do it. They try and summon a monster. If for some reason, you haven't won the game already, you can just bounce that card back to their hand using their own card. So I mean, it's definitely going to be good, but it's only once per turn, so I feel like it's not really like that OP. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. This would be an awesome card, personally. If this came out, I think it would probably be like the Ghost Rare, the face card or something like that. So, I don't know. I feel really excited about the return of Synchros. Please give Blackwing some new Synchros. Armor Master is so fucking outdated. Let me know what decks you guys think should get some Synchros. Top of my list, Worms, Lightsworn, fuck Lightsworn, Gladiator Beast, Worms, and GBs. I'll be happy with that. Thank you guys for watching as always.